Yeah, you just feel like you're going to do some headbanging after watching the video a couple of times. And one thing they did right at the beginning I thought was cool. We'll just get right into this, man. We're getting another video right after Gila Monster, I guess around 3 weeks ago. Title of this one, Dragon, obviously off the new album that's coming. The album title's ridiculous. I'm not going to say it. Feel a little ridiculous just saying King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. So Dragon is the song this time, and at the very beginning of the video, they introduced the band one at a time, showing them on screen, giving their name, which I think is really cool. I was like a pretty big fan of this band for about a month or so, and still wasn't quite sure everybody's name. I mean, Stu is obviously the easy one. You know, this is like there's a lot of guys in the band, several like guys that could be the star of the band, I suppose. There's like 4 guys in the band that could be the star of the band, so, you know, it gets a little confusing. I feel like Cavs on drums. That one's pretty easy. Stu, I think everybody knows Stu. Maybe I could see in the beginning getting Joey and Ambrose confused, but then Cook and Lucas, they're just lucky, man. They're just lucky to get their name on the screen at this point. Those guys are kind of, I mean, they're both awesome too, but when you got 4 other guys in the band that are like stars that could probably lead an awesome band, you know, those kind of Cook and Lucas are going to get a little forgotten. So that was cool that they introduced them that way. Thought that was neat. And then we saw like a Black Sabbath shirt on Cavs, or Stu. Cavs had on a Motorhead shirt. Kind of the sound, you know, you see a lot of influence there. That type of heavy metal. Maybe like late 70s, early 80s kind of heavy metal. And some of the riffs, though, some of the guitar, you know, I don't even know because it's just different guys taking lead at a certain point. But I always get like a feeling of... you know, I don't even know exactly what part of the world it is, if it's Europe or if it's South America, but there's just a type of sound of metal that doesn't come from that Metallica, Slayer, Motorhead, Black Sabbath era of like American metal. So it's a nice mash of all that. Then when, you know, once we get into the video, we see the art from the album cover kind of come to life a little bit here. The dragon is more of like it's not really like a Game of Thrones dragon. It's more like moves around like a Gila monster, you know. I Googled Gila monster. What the hell's a Gila monster? Turns out it is an actual reptile, lizard type creature. So this dragon moves more like a lizard than your typical TV dragon, I feel. And we get lots of action there. Eventually the video's in black and white. The guys are all in some like garage or something, just rocking out, screaming, singing into a microphone / camera. The 5 of them anyhow huddled around. Kind of, it looks like maybe like a post-apocalyptic type scene they're in there in the garage. You can't really see real clearly what's going on. So I couldn't even quite tell if Ambrose was wearing a... Iron Maiden shirt, maybe a Pantera shirt, couldn't tell. The Sabbath and Motorhead shirt's real obvious, just like the influence from Sabbath and Motorhead. A lot like Infest the Rat's Nest. You kind of hear that influence as well on this album. And then the second part of the video, like I was saying, that was kind of in black. And there was this other cool part where there was like... looked like maybe dragon bones completely separated, kind of this 3-dimensional computer graphic looking thing, and they were eventually all kind of come back together to connect the dragon. Something similar I saw reminded me of, I believe anyhow, haven't seen it in a few years, but I think it was a lot like what was going on projected on the screen at Billy Strings in 2021, his Halloween show, when they did like 5-to-1 into Orgasm. There's all this cool stuff going on the screen, like all these skeletons separated and then together and marching. I don't know. Kind of reminded me of that, the visual in this video. That was probably my favorite part of the video, I think. And then they even had like an epilepsy warning at the beginning for a trigger seizure kind of thing. And it was lots of flashing going on. I liked the part at the beginning. Like I said, it was the album art kind of come to life. That was cool. And overall, I guess maybe I would have trimmed a minute or 2 off of the song. Wouldn't have hurt. You know, maybe a little radio edit. There's a guy here on YouTube likes to do radio edits of some of their longer songs. Alright, so I think that pretty much covers it, man. It's the second album. I don't know if this will be the final video from the album, but we're 2 songs deep already. I liked it. Liked it much better than Gila Monster. You know, we get the word dragon a lot, but, you know, sometimes that happens with these guys. Alright, guys, boom, we're out of here. Thought I had a little bit more to say, but I guess not really. Because that pretty much covers it. Kind of looking forward to the whole album. Boom.